This weird little toy with fangs and a mischievous grin is Labubu. And right now, it's one of the hardest things to buy in the world, at least the real ones. When a new collection drops, it sells out online in seconds. People camp out at stores for hours just for a chance to get one. Then, you'll see them on resale sites for double or even triple the price. So how did a character from a Belgian-based artist, Lung's children's book become the hottest accessory on the planet? Well, it helps when a megastar like Lisa from Blackpink is seen wearing them, sparking a worldwide trend. And just like that, Labubu went from niche collectible to fashion statement. Suddenly, everyone wanted one. Well, Labubu isn't sold like a normal toy. You buy it in what's called a blind box, meaning you don't know which version you're getting until you open it, kind of like a toy lottery. It's a surprise every time, which makes collecting them super addictive. And it's working. This idea is making the company hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's more than just a toy. It's a trend. People dress their Labubus in tiny, custom-made outfits and put them on everything, from their car keys to their luxury bags. For some, Labubu isn't just cute. It's a whole aesthetic that everyone is chasing. It's something soft and weird to carry around in a world that feels pretty stressful. People say it reminds them of being a kid. Others say it's just fun to match with. Whatever the reason, it's filling a weird little void and doing it in style. The craze is so intense that it's created another problem: fakes. The market has been flooded with knockoffs, which fans have nicknamed laffufu. Yes, laffufu. It's gotten so bad that collectors now have to share tips online on how to spot a fake. So is this just another passing craze? Or has PopMart found the secret recipe to turn a simple toy into a global obsession? So how does a little monster drawn in a sketchbook become a status symbol that people are spending hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on? The story is a wild mix of childhood fairy tales and brilliant business strategy. And it all begins with an artist named Lung. Ka-Sing was born in Hong Kong, but when he was just 7 years old, his family immigrated to the Netherlands. Growing up there, he became fascinated with European culture, especially the whimsical and sometimes spooky Nordic folklore. Think ancient elves, trolls, and mischievous forest spirits. That art and those stories stuck with him. He started his career as an illustrator for children's books, and in 2015, he decided to create his own universe, a storybook world called The Monsters. The very first character he designed for this world was Labubu. With its long ears and a full set of 9 teeth, it was his take on a classic, mischievous but kind-hearted elf. But Labubu isn't the only character of its world. While it's definitely the star of the show now, the Monsters series is full of other characters. There's Momo, the bigger, tail-rocking leader of the tribe, Tai Coco, who has a skeleton head, and Yaya, who has 2 little horns, and happens to share a nickname with Ka-Sing's own daughter. In fact, his daughter is the official chief naming officer for the entire monster universe. Ka-Sing designs them, and she gives them their unique, easy-to-pronounce names that are also, conveniently, very easy to search on Google. It's a clever, wholesome, and slightly nerdy origin story for what was, at the time, a niche art toy. For years, Labubu was a beloved figure among a small community of designer toy collectors. It was cool, but it wasn't popular just yet. The game changed when Labubu met a company that had been quietly building an empire on collectibles. That company was PopMart. Founded back in 2010, PopMart didn't start as a toy giant. It began as a trendy retail store in Beijing that sold all kinds of interesting designer products. But its founder, Wang Ning, noticed that one particular item consistently outsold everything else: designer art toys sold in blind boxes. He saw the potential and went all in, shifting the entire company's focus to this model. By the time PopMart partnered with Lung in 2019, they had perfected the formula. They took Ka-Sing's imaginative world and plugged it into their high-octane distribution machine. Suddenly, Labubu was no longer just a character in a book. It was a prize. A mix of art and smart marketing made Labubu really popular, and it wasn't long before Labubu became so big, it started showing up in the most unexpected places, collaborating with the legendary anime One Piece, to the viral team-up with Stanley Cups. A toy designed from old-world folklore was now a modern icon of hype. So, to really get why Labubu is so popular, you have to start with the box it comes in. PopMart had a really clever idea. They sell each Labubu in a blind box, which just means it's a total surprise. You have no idea which character is inside. You could get the one you really want, or you could get the same one you already have for the 4th time. That whole moment of opening it up to see what you got gives you that dopamine rush everyone's chasing. It turns every purchase into a small, thrilling lottery. It makes you want to keep trying until you collect them all, which is a smart way to get people hooked. Now, Labubu was already getting popular, but then a celebrity took things to a whole new level. This is what people call the Lisa effect. In April 2024, Lisa from the group Blackpink posted a picture with a Labubu hanging from her purse. After that one picture, things went wild. A person from PopMart said it started a buying frenzy. It felt like suddenly everyone wanted one. Other celebrities, big social media stars, and even important people in government were all trying to find this little toy. It's pretty funny to imagine serious adults all scrambling for a tiny monster keychain. And all of this was happening on social media. The perfect place for a trend to grow. Your TikTok and Instagram feeds were probably filled with videos of people opening Labubus. When you see hundreds of people getting that excited, it makes you want to join in on the fun. The trend spread like wildfire. Then PopMart took a really smart next step. They knew people didn't just want to collect the toys, they wanted to show them off. So they started releasing special keychain collections, like the popular Tasty Macaron series. All of a sudden, Labubu was something you could take with you everywhere. They made these little monsters in cute pastel colors and put a hook on them. It was a clear signal to turn the toy into a fashion accessory. And seeing this funny little monster with fangs hanging off a fancy, expensive handbag became a cool new way to show off your style. But a clever sales model and celebrity hype can only take a product so far. The real, lasting appeal of Labubu comes down to the character itself. And a big part of its magic is that it's, well, a little weird looking. And that's exactly why people love it. Labubu nails this ugly, cute vibe perfectly. It's got these huge, sweet, almost soulful eyes. And then bam, tiny little vampire fangs. It's not perfectly polished or flawless. And in a world of super smooth, perfect-looking characters, this little monster's quirky look feels unique and honestly, kind of refreshing. It has this touch of mischief that just makes you smile. That look is the perfect fuel for the fire of collecting. And this taps right into that feeling we all had as kids, you know? That desperate need to finish your sticker book or find that one super rare holographic card. With over 300 different Labubu variations out there, the hunt is always on. Everyone is chasing after the secret figures, those super rare ones that are almost impossible to find, just so you can finally get that satisfying feeling of a complete set. And here's the most fascinating part. A huge number of the people buying these are adults. We're talking about grown-ups with jobs and responsibilities who are spending their money on these little vinyl toys. For a lot of them, it's pure nostalgia. It's a way to feel that little spark of joy you got from a new toy on your birthday. In a super busy and stressful adult world, having this little pocket of joy on your desk or your car dashboard is like a tiny dose of happy. It has created this whole trend of mixing high-end serious fashion with something playful. It's why you see this cutesy, goofy little monster hanging off a very serious, very expensive designer bag. It's like a little wink, a way of saying, yeah, I'm an adult, but I haven't forgotten how to have fun. And of course, when kids see grown-ups this obsessed, it makes the whole thing feel even bigger and more special. But this isn't just child's play. There's serious money behind these little monsters. The company that makes them, PopMart, became a huge deal. To give you an idea, at one point it became so big that it was worth more than the companies that make Barbie, Monopoly, and even Hello Kitty, all put together. And the heart of this empire is Labubu. It's become their pillar, their star player. To put it in perspective, in 2024, the Monsters series, which is spearheaded by Labubu, pulled in over $400 million in revenue for PopMart, making it their single largest and most important intellectual property, or referred to as IP. With that success, they started opening stores all over the world. They're planning to have 40 stores in the US by the end of this year. The demand is incredible. In early 2025, their sales in North America went up by nearly 900%. That's not a typo, it really grew that much, that fast. And when so many people want something, what usually happens? The price goes up. Despite PopMart saying they want to keep things accessible, they recently raised the price on a new Labubu release by $6, and it still sold out instantly. But what you pay in the store is just the start. After they sell out, people sell them online for way more money. Some of the very rare secret ones can be listed for hundreds or even close to $2,000. A giant human-sized Labubu was even sold at an auction for $150,000. This whole craze changes things in the real world too. When a new PopMart store opens, lots of people show up to that mall and the company hires people to work there. But on the darker side, the toys are so popular that people have even tried to smuggle hundreds of them across country borders just to sell them. It just shows you how a tiny monster can create a giant business. But is it all just harmless fun? When the demand for something gets this intense, the fun can sometimes turn ugly. We're talking about literal fights breaking out in stores. The situation got so chaotic that PopMart recently had to pull Labubu from all of its UK shops, telling the British Broadcasting Corporation it was to prevent any potential safety issues. One fan who was there said she witnessed people fighting and shouting, and that she actually felt scared just being in the store. That's a lot to go through for a bag charm. And beyond the physical chaos, there's the pressure. The constant hype and the fear of missing out can be overwhelming. When you see everyone online showing off their collections, it can create a real pressure to buy to keep up, which can easily lead to overspending. It's easy to get swept up in the chase and lose sight of the cost. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. We've seen these massive toy crazes before. They burn incredibly bright, and then, just as quickly, they fade away, ending up in bargain bins and forgotten closets. So the question is, what's different here? PopMart seems to be playing the long game, planning collaborations with huge brands like the anime One Piece, and even high-fashion designers. They're trying to weave Labubu into the culture so it becomes more than just a simple passing trend. Will Labubu be next year's forgotten fad, or does it have staying power? So the next time you see a kid begging for a toy with sharp teeth and a mischievous smile, just know there's a billion-dollar story behind it. This is Behind the Hype, where we unpack the trends taking over the world. Subscribe for more.